What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James Nguyen here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. Of course, I'm back here doing last minute stuff. So thank you for hanging out with me here on a Sunday evening. We're about 24 hours away from the closeout stream. I forgot to set up the closeout stream, but Alpha Red number 8, the campaign to get it printed has been successful, and you guys keep finding it and keep sharing it. And you guys are fantastic. And I want to thank everyone who has contributed so far. You are amazing. Thank you for hanging out, and for supporting comics that you can share with your kids, right? Superhero comics that you can share with your kids are far between, few and far between. Can spit out the words, get the words out. It's the end of the weekend. What am I doing, right? So at 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening, we get together, I draw, we talk comics. And so a lot of the chatter that I've been listening to, I don't know if the YouTube algorithm just feeds me different things, but everybody's talking about, that the comic book industry is doing fairly well thanks to the success of the Absolute Universe. The Absolute, is it Universe? The Scott Snyder Absolute Universe. So it's been a while since I've thought about Absolute Batman, but I was standing in line behind some people at my comic shop, and they were so hyped to pick up the hardcover collected edition of Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. They were dropping some serious cash, and they were so excited. They had heard that they were coming, that the books were out, and they were coming to the store. And so they rushed down and picked it up. And I thought, wow, that's great. Like that there is a title that's bringing people into stores on a Wednesday. Now, I didn't get my stuff because I don't pick up Absolute Batman anymore, but I hear it's still popular. And I'm thankful that it is the tide that rises all the ships. Is that a rising tide raises all the ships? And that's what the Absolute Universe is doing, because it's getting people into the stores, and hopefully they'll find our independent comics, and hopefully you're talking to your independent shop and they are carrying your independent comic. So I'm going to show you how we're doing over on, let me set this up. I was setting up other things, and then and so I went. Here's adding to the screen. This is the total so far. Bum, bada, bum. That's $1,745 is the current crowdfunding total, and I was going for 1,000. I was hoping for 1,500, and here we're sitting at 1,745. So thanks to you, we have hit the goal. That's just to pay for the printing of the mass printing of the book once it's done. Now, I paid out of my own pocket a lot of the money it took to create the thing. I paid the writer, Ray McKay. I paid him for a plot and a story breakdown. I paid the letterer, and Josh Shelton's letters are coming in right now, and they're fantastic. I love seeing the word balloons right on the page, and it's coming out of their mouths, and it's exactly how I was hoping it would go. And the colors are trickling in. Brother Federico, please hurry, because we want it. We can't wait. Well, I can't wait anyway. So but this is the Fund My Comic. We're at 18 awesome backers over here on Fund My Comic. You can go to fundalphared.com to support me on Fund My Comic. $640 over there. And then over on Kickstarter, we are at $1,105. You guys are amazing. 32 backers over there helping me out. And a handful of you discovered, took advantage of the stretch goal we hit when we hit 1,500. And that made the exclusive variant covers from each campaign available on the other campaign. So you can get all three on the same campaign. So you guys took advantage of that. So I also wanted to bring attention to some of the other books that are being crowdfunded by Starcross Comics, where Alpha Red is being published. So right now, the Relentless Tin Soldier #4 is crowdfunding, and he hit his goal within like 2 or 3 hours of it being up. So kudos to him. Kudos to Nicholas Gear for hitting that goal. He is looking for more money because he just does the writing, so he has to pay the inker. He pays the penciler, inker, colorist, and letterer. So I save the most money because I actually draw it and I write a lot of it. So I don't pay Ray as much. Sorry, Ray. And then I pay the heftiest. I do the heavy lifting with the artwork. So because it is a comic, but this is his comic right here. I supported. I was I think I was number 3 who supported, 2 or 3. But that's an awesome book. And another guy, Mr. Eternal himself, Mr. Eternal Resurgence, greetings, Eternalist, is in the house, and he is fundraising. He's using GoFundMe because he has already paid all the other people to have his book funded. And in the links below, you can find a link to the Starcross shop where this is available. So Brother Ernest says, let's go Alpha Raiders. That's right, sir. Alpha Raiders are in the house. I want to show you guys what I'm currently working on. This is on the drawing board. This is not for tonight, but this is a commission that I'm working on. And so I am in prep mode. That is one of the reasons why I'm doing Absolute Batman, because I want to have some original art for sale at the Syracuse Collectors Con at the end of the month. So that is one of the reasons for the Absolute Batman. And this is the Firefly that I'm doing that's being picked up this week. Not this week, at the Syracuse Collectors Con. So that's why I did the Storm Shadow, same requester, same commissioner. They like the G.I. Joe. So those are being picked up at the Syracuse Collectors Con. Brother Benny's commission is probably next week. We're hoping, crossing our fingers, right, Brother Benny? Crossing our fingers that the Invincible #1 reprint sketch cover is going to come in, and he has ordered a Invincible and Alpha Red team up. So I do have a Invincible Spider-Man sketch cover if anybody is interested in that. So that would be 50 because there's 2 characters. So, all right, we're going to get into it here with Mr. Absolute Batman. I think I turned up the heat a little too high in the office here. I'm gonna end up breaking out in a sweat. It's getting hot in here. Or is that the drawing? Come on. Brother Benny in the house. The draw stream we need to go. Alpha Raiders. That's right, sir. That's right. The draw stream we need. The Alpha Raiders will always succeed. Amen to that. We don't lose. We always succeed. All right. So I did cheat a little bit. I started it while I was on the phone talking to someone, and I happened to not really know. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to draw tonight, and then I got on the phone, and we were talking comics, and we were talking about independent comics and the things that we've been listening to on the YouTubes, and it just reminded me that I had seen a couple of videos this week about, from retailers that were thankful that DC is so successful with the Absolute line. And so it just got me thinking, and I had stopped in at Michael's and picked up an art tablet, and I had a pencil and all the things I needed. And so while I sat in my car and was drawing, I just started drawing Absolute Batman, and here we have it. Why let it go to waste? Why let it go to waste? Right? Does it have two? Does he have? I guess it would, huh? He would have the bat ears up here. He would have that there, and let's just keep going up here with this because I don't know. I don't know what that is. We'll do the other wing finger and then the other edge of the wing. Got to give it a little bit of perspective. So it looks like it's coming at you a little bit, just a little bit, a little smidge. Subtle is what we want. Just a little bit of subtle. All right. And I don't even know if it extends like this, because as I recall, when he uses the axe, it's typically just short, like it's a little handle that he pulls out, and twists it onto the bat symbol on his chest, and then that's how he gets the axe. But from the bazillion covers that I've seen of all different artist rendition of the axe, it has definitely been drawn with a longer handle. So I'm just gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go with it. Go with it. Ernest says, "Hey James, did you already sell the Superman Spider-Man cover?" I did not. Hang on a second. I was going to reach out to you, Ernest, because I know that you are a fan of such things. I was going to sell it for 100. So if you are interested, I would sell it to you first. If you're not interested, that's fine. I'm no pressure. But then I'm going to put it up on Etsy. Then I was going to this afternoon, but I was hoping that you'd be here, offer it to you, and then if you're not interested, anybody else, you just tell me the word, and you're not. That's too much for you or whatever. I'll put it up on Etsy. If I can't sell it, I'll sell it at the Syracuse Collectors Con. Brother Jay Scott is in the house. What's up, James? Happy Sunday. Wow, looks great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I know you're a fan. Jay Scott of the oversized Mr. Bats. So I did stop picking it up after the Bane storyline wrapped up. So I don't know much of what's going on. I just I do see the covers, and there are some fantastic covers out there. And I don't know if any of you guys are still picking up Absolute Batman. Everybody's saying how this new fill-in artist is doing a good job too. Eric Conti, and I have seen his work in other places, and his work is really good. I did flip through his fill-in issues of Batman, Absolute Batman, and I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. His stuff has a lot of energy to it, and I've seen him do better. Not that I'm saying that he did a bad job with his current fill-in issues of Absolute Batman, but I don't know. What did you think, Jay Scott, of Eric, the fill-in guy, Eric Conti? I don't know how to say his last name. He has a podcast that he does with a handful of other guys, but it was good. I was tempted. I was really, really tempted to jump back in, but I knew if I jump back in, I'm back in. I'm back in. So I've been checking Etsy to see if you posted it. Hey, if you want to think on it, I'm going to I'll just post it on Etsy, and you can fight it out with other people. You can let it tempt you. You can move some money around, justify it. I've been there. Like, I shouldn't. I did. I shouldn't. I won't. I did. It sometimes happens that quickly. Like, I know I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. I know I don't. I don't need it. Don't. No, I have it. I gotta have it. That's how fast it goes sometimes. Like, there it is. It's in the cart. No, don't hit the button. Don't hit the button. I hit the button. All right, it's coming. I'm super excited. It has happened to me. Actually, one of the things that I did that with just came in this week. So I've been collecting the Skin Breakers Treasury Edition, and my comic shop just could not get issue number 5 in, and they were giving me the all the excuses, and they've been having some trouble with plumbing in the building that they rented, so much so that they left that building, and they've been hard at work renovating another space that that they're renting. But every time I would come in for Skin Breakers issue 5 Treasury Edition, I saw it, the small edition, on the shelves. I said, you must have a Treasury Edition for me. He said, no. It didn't come in because it comes in a different box. It's a really big box. I said, okay, I still want it. You know, if it didn't come in and they canceled the order, can you reorder? Whatever. And it didn't come in. And then I showed up last week at my local comic shop. And this is when I overheard the guys talking about the Absolute Batman hardcover. And they both had bought, the two guys had bought the Absolute Batman Collected Edition hardcover. And they just could not wait to open it up, reread it, and put it on their shelves. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But in that trip, that was at their second location. My comic shop has a second location that's not close to me. And so I drove all the way up there. I saw a copy of Skin Breakers number 6 Treasury Edition. So I said, hey, you probably have that in the back for me. So, and I'm looking right at it. And then he goes back in the back. He said, no, didn't come in. I said, well, I'll just grab it off the shelf here. And he goes, wow, I didn't know they make them that big. And I was like, well, I've been waiting for issue number 5. And here it is, issue number 6. And you didn't get me issue number 6 either. You didn't save it for me. So I just grabbed it. I don't say anything because I like the guys, and they're going through they're doing everything they can to get the other store up and running. So I'm not gonna switch whatever's because they missed me on a couple of pulls. Although that was not the only pull that they missed me on. They missed me on G.I. Joe too. It's a crime. It's criminal. But yeah. But I grabbed it. I grabbed issue number 6 off the shelves. And so I went onto eBay, found the Treasury Edition of number 5, paid an extra $10 on top of the $15 that it is. It's already more than I want to spend on a comic. But tear it is. I did end up spending $24, almost $25. But that came in this week, and that was a sweet, sweet deal. I was like, oh man, Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? And in my cart it went, and it showed up, and I had forgotten that I had ordered it. Guilty. I felt guilty, so I put it out of my mind. My collection of James Q art is larger every time I look through them. I forgot sometimes which ones I have. Yes, sir. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. So I am grateful. I am grateful that you support me, because it does help with the payment of the colorist. I have the money ahead of time so that I can pay Federico. I'm not waiting for that aspect of it to come through, and before I can complete the project. Like, it's just, I am the biggest bottleneck of any of my projects, because I have to draw it, I have to script it, and that is also me and my quality control, editorial vision kind of stuff. As much as Ray loves Alpha Red, he doesn't know every little nuance that I think of when I am thinking through a story, and little bits of script that I add in there to kind of move the story forward subtly towards the vision that I have. So, so I am the bottleneck, but you guys supporting me by buying these sketches and things like that really go a long way to speeding up the process, and me not having to wait for a crowdfunder to come through before I have the budget to get the work rolling. So speaking of, if you guys are interested in this, this will be $40. It goes right to your house. $40 straight to your house. If you have not picked up a James Q artist rendition of Absolute Batman in a while, why wait? Why wait? Tonight is your night. Tonight is your night. We shall see, huh? We shall see. So you can PayPal jamesqartist@gmail.com if you are interested. This also will go up on the eBays shortly. All right, guys, what do you think? Are you ready? You ready for inks? Are we ready for the inks? Just make sure we get this in here. Sometimes I forget to the end, and then I'm in a rush to be done. And then it doesn't always look as I would like. But don't want to rush it. No rushing. No rushing. All right, let's take a snappy shot. Snapshot. Bum, 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 bum. All right. I appreciate your patience as I document the process. I know that, having it on YouTube is documentation, but it's easier to post. And I forgot to bring over the other sheet to absorb absorb the ink as not to smudge. Usually I don't. Well, the idea is to have another piece of advertisement, as I do, for like jamesq.net or alpharedcomic.com, something. But now you get a cute little puppy, right? Who doesn't like the cute little puppy? We have not had a dog. Goodness, how long has it been? She died. We put her down. Goodness, a while ago. And boy, as much as we were annoyed that she was around and needed so much attention, she was getting older, throwing up everywhere, peeing and pooping everywhere, barking at everything. We assumed that we were just going to be super happy when she died, but we were all broken when I had to put her down. We could barely talk to each other. We couldn't look at pictures of her, or else we'd just start crying. So we are not in any rush to ever get another puppy. I'll play with a puppy. I like dogs. More of a dog person than a cat person. I'm convinced that cats are demonic. My own personal observation. I have no biblical reason for that. I know a lot of Christians who have cats. I would not be one of them. Lots of family members who have cats. They love their kitty cats. I don't begrudge them for their love of their little demon creature. But dogs for me, please. Doggy, doggy, doggy. You guys cat people, dog people? You guys can't be cat people. J. Scott said the fill-in artist is okay. I like Nick way better. Yeah, there's something about Nick's stuff, right? There's an energy about Nick Dragato's stuff. Oh, yep. All right. Sorry there, J. Scott. I was got distracted with the cover thing. So you guys going to any comic conventions? I'm preparing for some conventions and blocking out dates and things for travel and dates off of work to make sure that I can travel for these conventions. So, any conventions? I am going to be in San Jose. I did book my my tickets. So I don't know if any of you guys are on the West Coast. I don't think any of you are. But Brother Fong is putting on a Christian geek convention. I'm sure there's going to be anime and things. But I have committed to going out to, I believe it's San Jose. That's where he is from. So I'm just going to assume that it is somewhere near his house, because it would stink to to plan something like a convention and it's not near your house. I would not recommend. It's hard enough to coordinate those things when you're close by. My wife puts on a homeschool convention, and that thing has so many moving parts. And if it was in a different city, I think she would lose her mind. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Ernest says, I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a turtle. Wow. You have like a whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You can have your own Saturday morning cartoon over there. Once the dogs are gone, I don't want any more. They can be a handful. Yeah, all the wanting to go outside and stuff. Like, my goodness, nobody wanted to take her outside. And then she'd go outside and she'd be sniffing everything. Sniff, 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 sniff. And then as soon as she would go potty, she would like run back in and leave you in the dust. I guess that's preferable to her just hanging out, sitting around. But yeah, we'll see how popular this absolute Batman craze is, how long they can sustain it. Because a lot of people were comparing it to Marvel's Ultimates line. And because that was white hot for, I guess, 5 or 6 years. And then poof, disappeared. And that's how we got the Ultimates, Ultimate Spider-Man. That was huge. Really put Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Miller on the map, I think, in my humble opinion. Where is Brother Fong, right? Shouldn't he be giving us the pop culture wisdom? I agree. He is good for, and he's got some quips too. He's pretty witty, pretty quippy. He's got the puns. He's a punny guy. Yeah, Brother Fong. So yeah, keep your eye out for the Koinonia convention. That's October 24th. We can have an Alpha Raiders meetup in San Jose. It was not a cheap flight. Round trip was I think it was $400, but we shall see. He's going to try to get me reimbursed, but that's okay. It is. I want to bring Alpha Red to the West Coast, and if Brother Fong is going to put something together, I want to support him. He has supported me in many ways, many ways. So I hope that I can be a blessing back to him. So he's probably playing. What do the kids play? Pickleball. He thinks he's a big kid. Playing the pickleball, watching the anime. That's what Fong does. Running Bible studies. I guess it's early over there yet, so it's only like 5:30 over on the West Coast. Am I right about that? Are they 3 hours behind? Maybe they're 4 hours behind. East Coast is good for some things. It felt like the East Coast like had it made. It felt like everybody was on our time. They used our time. East Coast time. And then like something changed like 10 years ago where all of a sudden it was like Central Time. Like, who? Where is Central Time? Does anybody care? Then people putting up Pacific Time. Like, what? They're so far away. Nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about Pacific Time. It's all about the East Coast. Eastern Standard, EST. Come on. Yeah, so tomorrow I will have a closeout stream for Alpha Red number 8. So come on back tomorrow and celebrate with me, and let me thank you one more time for supporting all things Alpha Red. You guys are the best. The Alpha Raiders are the best. So Fong even came up with the Alpha Raiders because I said, what did I say? Alpha Maniacs? Because he was saying he came up with a bad one that I could not pronounce. I was like, bro, I don't know if the Alpha Radiacs or something like that. I was like, I don't know if that's gonna roll off the tongue right there. So my suggestion based on his original idea was to call it the Alpha Maniacs for the Hulkamaniacs was his inspiration. So and he said, how about Alpha Raiders? I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. We'll give it a run through. See if you guys dig on it. Because Brian from Eternal Resurgence, he has his Eternals. What's up, Eternals? Like, man, I gotta have me one of those. And Alpha Raiders, you guys are. Alpha Red, the hero. You guys are the hero I need. The Alpha Raiders are the heroes I need. I need the Alpha Raiders. I watched Knives Out last night. I had heard good things. And it's I don't watch many movies. I'm not going to recommend it, but I'm not going to not recommend it. It kept my wife awake. So there's something to be said about that. Because if it was not interesting, she would have been out cold. And she had a long day and she was ready for a nap, like a pre-bedtime nap. And that movie kept her up the whole time. So it was had some woke elements to it. But they were like, I don't know if it was like all sides were like, it was a caricature of both left and right politically. And I didn't know that was a part of it at all. I didn't know how it would have been, but some people had mentioned it. And I was like, how do you put that in a murder mystery? But it was a surprise ending for me. I did not see that coming. So for the most part, everybody did a good job acting wise. So it's free on Prime. So Saturday nights are date night. That's why it was easy for me to watch. And so after we watched it, I said, if you liked it, there's a Knives Out Part 2. She's like, one is enough for me. Say, gotcha. Got it. Ernest says the day starts on the East Coast. Amen, brother. Amen. This is where it all starts. Actually, there's one other time zone. Oh, you know what? That was in Canada. We went over to Canada. I was visiting with some friends in Maine, and we went up to Canada, and then we went out farther. And I think it was called Atlantic time or something like that. And I was like, what? We're an hour ahead? And we had just crossed over. I mean, we crossed into Canada, and then we drove for like 10, 15 minutes, but apparently we went forward in time. So, and then when we came back, it's back to the future, baby. Back to the past, back to the future. Yeah, back to the future. The first movie was a decent mystery comedy. I haven't seen the others. Okay, so you did see it. Good. Brian says, will there be an Alpha Red Talon crossover storyline, or maybe even an amalgam character? Probably not an amalgam character. I don't know how that would work, but a crossover, always a possibility. Always a possibility. A collaboration with Red Talon and creator Ken Keller. Yeah, so I don't mind loaning out Alpha Red. I was a little protective of Mr. Alpha Red for a little bit, but as hard as I'm working to get more Alpha Red out, I can't get him out as far as I would like to see him. So if you want to borrow him, as long as you don't make him do things that I would not make him do, I am up for that. I will not be drawing a crossover between Red Talon and Alpha Red. If you guys aren't familiar with what Brian is asking, Red Talon is one of the characters under the Starcross Comics umbrella. And he's a very cool character. Is he a Native American character also, Brian? I don't know if you know. But Ken is a pretty good writer. He's written novels and stuff, and he's got a huge story. It's a very vast story for Red Talon, and so I'm not against it. That is why Mr. Alpha Red is going to be in Union of Justice. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the Union of Justice promos that Ralph Madrigal. Oh no! That Ralph Madrigal is promoting. I drew all the. I think there's 7 characters, Brian, if I'm not mistaken. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 characters that are crossing over. 5 of them are from Starcross, and 2 of them are from other random places that Ralph knew some of the other independent creators. But it's not a continuity altering appearance for Mr. Alpha Red, so it's not a must read. I am curious to see. I know the story, and I am familiar with what Alpha Red is going to be doing in it. So it's cool to see somebody else write it, and just based on some of the things that I told them about Alpha Red, and just gotta let them breathe a little bit. We'll let people add a little bit of color to his what he can do. It's a little bit more violent than I would normally write Mr. Alpha Red, but he doesn't. I don't think he kills anybody. But there's some blood, some bloody fights that he's in. But he writes really cool, so I dug it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the artwork start to roll in. We do not have any artwork yet, I don't believe. Do we, Brian? Have you seen any artwork from? I believe it's MK who's doing the artwork, and I've seen MK's style on our hero, but of course doesn't feel exactly the same as how I would do it. It's hard when you're the creator and you're the artist and you design it and you write it, and like somebody else does it, you're like, oh yeah, I mean, I like it, but like I think I would have done it better. if I'm being honest. But it's fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and I'm gonna ask you to pick it up, all you guys, just to kind of know that he's out there and he's interacting with the other characters in the Starcross universe. So I do want to do some crossover type things. I'm not against that at all, and I'm not against me drawing it either. But it can't be a whole comic because I just don't have the bandwidth to do more than Alpha Red issues. I'm going to see if I have enough artwork from my old Wingman stuff to create a Wingman one shot, and then just do 2 or 3 pages. That's the idea, so that we can have a more complete story of Wingman, not just the little snippets that you get when he pops into the Alpha Red storyline. I mean, it's Alpha Red's comic, so I don't want for our hero to get hijacked from his own comic. But I know that people like Wingman, and I like him too. I mean, Wingman existed before Alpha Red did, not in his current incarnation, but the 2 guns, the wings, and everybody jokes about his name being Wingman because that's always been kind of a dating bar thing. You know, your wingman. I was a pretty good wingman, I'd like to think. I had a friend who was popular with the ladies, and I had some fun being the wingman. Good beer pong partner, because beer pong is not just like getting the ping pongs into the beer. It's all about the trash talking. It's all the distraction power. And we had it in spades between he and I. And the more beers, the bigger the trash talking. I think he and his girlfriend broke up after he and I won. We ran the tables on a beer pong thing, and my buddy's girlfriend did not like how much trash we were talking to complete strangers. They eventually got married and then eventually got divorced. So not quite the happy ending for them, but they're still on good terms, sort of. They don't see each other, so maybe that's why they're on good terms. They are friendly on the social medias. But that was decades ago. Decades. Was it decades? Over 2 decades ago that they got divorced. Let me see if I missed. Let me see. Uh-oh. Did I miss it? There we go. There we go. Let me see. Yeah. Oh man, I missed all kinds of stuff here. Brother Fong is in the house. Want to welcome everybody. A potential church for the Koinonia Con. Good news, I think we found a potential host church. Fantastic. Yeah. Brother Fong. is doing for the Koinonia Con. So mark it on your calendars, guys. And is it in San Jose? Can you tell us? Can you tell us, or is it too soon? Too soon. Brother Funk says, but I'm here now. I'm here now. We love you, brother. We love you. That's why. I discovered you and Alpha Red at issue number 5, I think. Didn't realize that you made Wingman first. Is there any issue number 1 around from Wingman, or still, or will they be reprinted? Just curious. I will reprint them. I did have a couple of reprints. They're not. I want to remaster them before I reprint them. I will maybe reprint them in their original version, but it's a little cringy. You know, not always proud of your first few attempts at the thing. So, but Funk says, I see I was missed by Catholic. Yes, Ernest, he dimed you out. He's like, where's Funk? Where's Funk? Where's the Alpha Raider? You know, what pop culture wisdom do you need? We need it all, brother. And there's no cap to the pop culture wisdom that we desire from the head Alpha Raider. No artwork for Union of Justice yet, as far as I know. Yep. So, Brother Fong, play the entrance music. I wish I had it like on a separate thing, but I can't. I just have the applause. But Funk says, as long as it's not the Empire March music from Star Wars. Yes. Is that the Darth Vader music? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Have you guys ever done the orchestra thing where they come to your town and they put on the full court press with the Hans orchestra music? I hear it's pretty amazing, and I hear that is Hans the one who did the music for that? Am I thinking about the right guy? And there's even, I think you can watch like the whole movie, and whenever the songs come on, they do it from the orchestra, and I hear it's like an amazing experience. That is what I'll hear. I heard it that. I heard that was really good. I think something is coming to Syracuse. That's what made me think of that. John Williams did the, okay. Who would have orchestra music that was also, so it was John Williams, that's right. But what's coming to Syracuse? Is it Hans? Is there a composer, Hans something? There's the cultural trivia that we need from Brother Fung. Hans Zimmer, the Batman films. Yes. Hans Zimmer. That's what's coming to Syracuse. And that might be worth it too. I don't know if my wife would be fooled into me taking her to the orchestra and then her showing up and it's Batman soundtracks. That would be, oh man, I don't know if I'd be in trouble or if she would be, she would appreciate the cleverness of the dual purpose date, because they show parts of the movie then while, like, when the music would be playing for it, and I hear it's just a really cool experience. Cool experience. I also heard good news about movie going. I know that there's no more $1 billion movies, it seems, but I think it was the millennials that ruined all that, because Gen Z, or not, is it Gen Z or Gen Alpha? They like going to the movies. I think it's Gen Z is starting to go to the movies, and they are a little bit more based than the millennials, who are who get their feelings hurt a lot. So, and this was in the context of the movie Scary Movie that's coming out. The Wayans brothers got the rights to that movie franchise back, and they said they're gonna go back to funny, and you're just gonna have to be offended. And they said that they're bringing back the macho movies. They're bringing back like action macho movies, comedies that that make fun of the certain class of people that are not allowed to be made fun of currently. And so it's all healing. We're all healing. Maybe everything does cycle through. That is another thing about the return of comic books. When Mark Miller was doing a lot of interviews last year, around the time that the retailer guy kind of got ragged on by industry professionals, because he said that he thought that the stories were bad because the writers were inserting themselves into the stories. And he was like, write better comics. And the industry professionals came out and started mocking the way that the retailer looked, called him fat and called him a slob. Then Mark Miller came out and he was doing a lot of interviews, interviewed that guy, interviewed a bunch of other retailers. But he kept insisting that every 20 years or so, there's this resurgence in comic books, and it comes back bigger and better than the last time it was here. And he was part of that uptick. He remembered all the doom and gloom as he was entering the space, and then all of a sudden there was a spike, and probably had to do with his writing and his stuff, I would assume. I just remember the Ultimates. Him and Brian Hitch were like cooking, just cooking. I just could not get enough of that story. Everything turned more cinematic because Brian Hitch was drawn like photorealistic, and everything was kind of headed towards this cinematic looking storytelling. Everybody was doing like the letterbox version kind of panels. I know that was an intentional switch for me. I got into that for a while, but I didn't believe him when he was talking about like the resurgence. But I can feel like a movement, and I hope Skybound and DC don't ruin it. You know, adding all kinds of woke type themes in it. Just like, give us good stories. And I guess maybe Robert Kirkman is perfecting it a little bit. So he's just not talking about it. He'll race swap some stuff, or gender swap some stuff, or girl power some stuff. But he doesn't do it like, I'm a girl, I'm better just because I'm a girl. I guess the new Transformers, which I did not, my comic book store did not get their Image haul in. So I did not get that in my pull box, even though I know that it's out there and making some waves. But I don't think he's like in your face about the girl boss thing. He's just doing it. And it's just because Alita is is stronger or better than Optimus Prime. And he just doesn't, I don't know, doesn't feel good, sound good to me. But I haven't read it, so I'm going to reserve the right to enjoy it, even though apparently Wes doesn't like it. I don't know if he spoils it. I on purpose did not watch the video where he laments about what happens in the newest Transformer. But, you got to have a villain, and maybe she's the villain. The good guy turns into the bad guy a little bit. Let me see. Funk says Gen Z likes more in-person stuff after being burnt out by all the online COVID-19 stuff. Makes sense to me. Brother Ernest says, I have seen videos of the live orchestra with movies, and it seems pretty cool that you get to get two entertainments in one. That's right. That's right. That was Glenn. He has a funny YouTube channel with his shop. Yeah, it just seemed like another random guy, and he was trolling on for like an hour and a half, as he interacted with customers and stuff, and then he walks over to the new releases, and he's like, give us better comics so we can sell better comics. We don't care about you and your life. We can tell that you put yourself in here, and you're not that interesting. So make better comics so we can whatever. And then they went off on him, and Mr. Miller came in and defended them and said that it'll come back around. And I didn't believe it until Skybound started having some hits, and then the Absolute Universe is really striking a chord with younger readers. So only live music orchestra event I went to was for Star Trek, which I enjoyed. Star Trek? Do they have good music? I don't know that I know them for good music. I don't understand why you would make fun of people who sell your stuff, because they're stupid. Brother Fong, they are unaware how stupid they are. And he was right about it. People have forgotten what comics are for, and they put in too much of their own opinion and real life. Yep. Brother Fong says, completely agree. Write the character and good stories. Amen to that. And I'm not happy about the race swap of Matt Tracker for a mask in the Energon universe. Yeah. So, I mean, even though I'm not a huge mask fan, like, why? What is the purpose? And I don't care if IDW did it a couple of years ago. They were wrong for doing it. And that's not how we remember it. That's why it failed last time. And I mean, I picked up the G.I. Joe with Nat Tracker in it. They're writing him pretty cool, but why the race swap? But I think this is Robert Kirkman being smarter about the woke stuff, where they're not talking about the race of the person. They're just making a cool character, even though they race swap them, even though they gender swap some stuff here and there. They're just not going to talk about it. It's not because of their race that they get to be cool. They're just going to be a cool character, even though they used to be not a person of color. They are now, and they're doing cool stuff. I actually picked up a preview to Robert Kirkman's new title, The Terminal. It has the Kubert brother. Is it Andy Kubert? It has David Finch, one of my new favorite guys, artist guys. Even though he's been around forever and I collected his stuff forever, he was just never on my list of like, he influences my artwork. But I found his YouTube channel, and so I'm a fan of Mr. David Finch. And so based on Rob Liefeld's excitement about getting a copy of the preview, the retailer preview for this thing called Terminal. Let me know if you guys want me to grab it and flip through it. He's saying that it was Rob Liefeld was saying that he knows the story and it's like what the X-Men should be. And it's very noticeable to me that there are no white males in there. There are no Asian males in there either. We get the hate. We get lumped in. Just no love for the Asian man. That's all right. I'm doing fine. I am not a victim. I just keep on doing what I'm doing. But yeah, I think that's if you're going to be smart about it, that's the smart way to do it. And you just ignore people who are making the noise about it, I guess. And you just make a really cool comic, make those characters really cool, and whoever hangs on gets to experience a cool story. But if you get hung up on it, you're just never going to be able to enjoy it. And so I'm still on the fence whether or not I'm going to pick it up or if I'm going to not pick it up just because of the Matt Tracker race swap. But the new Terminal comic looks like, to me, just like non-white X-Men. Anybody but white males can be in it. Looks like great artwork. I assume they're going to be compelling stories. He can tell a compelling story. But why? Why, sir? Why does it matter? I don't know. Why? Who knows? He's got enough money to give it a shot. That's his right. And then we can decide how much we're offended by it and how much FOMO that we have if people start talking about it in a very, very positive light. So, because it is part of the annoying thing is like their superpower is their gender or their sexual identity or their race. And you're like, shut up. Just write a good story. If you are a woman and you got the better of a man, like make it believable. Like you're better at shooting a gun or whatever non-physical thing, I don't know. Is that too racist? Is it too much to ask for a little bit of realism in our fiction? Oh, so we did watch another movie, and this one I recommend you not watch. It was so woke, so politically correct that I could not even get into the story because it made no sense. And I'll tell you why. I forget what the whole title is, but it's something about David Copperfield. So I don't know anything about the book David Copperfield. I just knew that it was a popular name. David Copperfield to me was the magician guy. So I didn't really know anything about David Copperfield. And so I then, after being corrected, that David Copperfield, the magician, took the name of this famous book. And so I knew nothing about this David Copperfield book. It's the something of David Copperfield, the real, I don't know. So the main character, David Copperfield, this is all set in England because they go from the countryside of England into London, and David Copperfield has a really hard life. and meets all these interesting characters and whatnot. And so the main character is an Indian guy. He speaks with a British accent, so you don't, like, if you close your eyes, it really doesn't matter that he's not some white guy, but it's an Indian guy. So I said, okay, well, maybe David Copperfield in the book is an Indian guy, and they're going to tell us, like the struggles of an Indian guy living in the past, with in England. Nope. Nobody batted an eyelash that he was Indian. His mom is white, like white. And so I said, all right, maybe David Copperfield's dad is Indian. Nope, never talk about it again. And so I was like, all right, just put that out of your mind. They're not going to explain it. And then what got me, and then his aunt comes, David Copperfield's aunt comes, and she is white as white can be. And I was like, so is he not Indian? His dad is not Indian. Indian from India is what I'm talking about. And it just gets stranger and stranger. The lawyer comes, and the lawyer is what's his name? It's Benedict Wong. So he's an Asian guy, and he's talking like he's from England. I'm like, is he supposed to be an Asian guy? An Asian lawyer in, like, long ago England. They're riding around on horses and buggies and stuff. And then the Asian lawyer's daughter is black. I'm like, what is going on? Like, nothing was making sense. I could not get into the story at all because I didn't know who was connected to who. It's like, oh, my dad over there, and it'd be a completely different race. I'm like, are you intentionally trying to confuse people? Like, I have no idea who is who. I have to remember these people. And some people have thicker accents than others, English accents that I could hardly understand to begin with. Some of them were thicker than others. I do not recommend that movie. And supposedly it's a comedy drama. I don't know if that's a new genre, but all the actors played it like all straight. And there was no mention of any race at all. And I was just like, I was so confused. So confused. It's like, what are we watching? What are we supposed to think? Like, the black girl is the Asian guy's daughter. Never mentions any mother. And then the same actress who plays David Copperfield's mom, a white woman who had this Indian son, she reappears as a character that he falls in love with. So he's trying to marry a girl who's played by the same actress who played his mother, who died at the beginning of the movie. I was like, what is this crazy movie? Don't recommend it. Do not recommend. All right, let's see. Funk says, from what I understand, the race swap request was from Hasbro, not from IDW or Skybound. I mean, I get it. It's their IP. They got woke people on Hasbro too. We all know that. Ernest says, the independents have great stories and art. It's what I mostly read now, both true independents and companies. Yep. I don't think Hasbro understands the mask brand that well. There was already a black character named Hondo McLean who never appeared in the IDW series. You have your oh man, you already have a black character and you don't use him, and you make the main character a guy who looks like Captain America. You turn him into a black guy just for funsies. We get lumped in Because we're white adjacent, apparently. Right. Because that's how I was treated growing up. I didn't feel white adjacent when I was growing up. Let's just say that. But there's nothing cooler than being a 51-year-old Vietnamese guy, right, bro? For sure. Your birthday's coming up. You're not quite there yet. You're not quite there. You'll see. It is as good as you say it is. Being 51 and Vietnamese, not such a bad gig. Not such a bad gig. All right. So let's add the final touches, and then we can call it a night. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me as I ramble on and on about a stupid movie called something David Copperfield, where all the races have been swapped, and it was so confusing. I mean, it was good guys, bad guys, all race swapped. I mean, the really, really bad guy, the stepfather who married David Copperfield's mother and then sent him away, of course, was a evil white man, mean old white man. But yeah, they never addressed the race thing at all in the movie. And I guess that would have been okay if they just made it all one other race or something. But to add the Asian guy that had the black daughter, like, my brain is breaking. You broke my brain. I couldn't keep up. Oh, and they had a really smart, good-looking white guy who was becoming a lawyer at this lawyer school, and he had an oppressive mom, like a really mean mom, very well-to-do, always had to have her tea and stuff, and he was the whitest white guy, and his mom was black. I was like, oh, what is going on? I can't keep track. I cannot keep a track of who is who because it doesn't make sense. They're breaking my brain. Yeah, that's a not a recommend. Not a recommend. All right, I'm gonna call it quits here. Quitsies by 9:25 my time. So in about 7 or so minutes here. And then, of course, I will noodle around with it as I do. But again, I want to thank you guys for supporting Alpha Red number 8. You guys are amazing. Amazing. I mean, the next stretch goal is at $2,000, where I create a trading card, and you get a free trading card. But we are only at 1745. So unless somebody comes in and buys some covers or the whole issue 8, I don't think we will hit it. Hey, miracles happen though. I don't mean to poo-poo somebody who wants to come in, be like an angel investor, making this campaign fly. Anything else you guys want to throw out there? Anybody going to any conventions aside from the Koinonia Con on October 24th? October 24th. In San Jose, possibly San Jose, probably San Jose area-ish. Ish. We won't jinx Brother Fong by asking where it is. Exactly. Until the ink on the contract is signed. Until the ink is dry. Dry, not signed. Woo-wee. I did turn up the heat a little much. It started snowing again. We had really, really good weather for like 3 days in a row. And then it just, winter came back with a vengeance. And then it warmed up a little bit. It was cold this morning, got up to the 40s. And then as I went out to grill, it dropped back down again, got windy. Now we have a snow warning, weather warning. It's been a nutsy winter, and I am about done with it. Done with it. I tell you. All right. No. I thought it was farther along. I got a couple more minutes. Then I'll read your final comments. And then hopefully you guys will join me tomorrow for the closeout stream where we can celebrate the victory, the Alpha Raider victory. And I'll give you the latest update on where we are with the colors. I asked the colorist if he thought he could get it all done by this past Saturday. Yep. And nope, didn't happen. Did not happen. I don't know if he thought I was asking for whether or not I thought he would finish up that batch that I had given him, but he's one batch behind, and I've got 2 more batches to send him. So I'm hoping, guys. I'm hoping against hope. And it was my fault. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let me remove this. Bum, ba, da, bum. Where the funk says, but there's nothing cool. Yes. Indeed. Just looked it up. The movie is called The Personal History of David Copperfield. 2 thumbs down by James Q. Nguyen. Correct. If I could use your fingers, your thumbs too, Brother Fong, I would use them both as well. So San Jose adjacent. Close enough, right? Close enough. Don't worry. I'll take care of you when you're here, bro. All the egg coffee you can drink. Is there protein in those egg coffees? Brother Fong says, tell your colorist it's for my birthday. That's the only one I'd have. That's the only thing I haven't told him yet. So I'll tell him it's your birthday. He'll have to get it done. Has to get it done. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, and hopefully you'll join me tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same bat, same alpha channel, same alpha signal, same bat channel, same bat, same alpha time, same alpha channel, and hope all the Alpha Raiders will join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, guys, wait, let me hit the buttons. Get it ready. Grace and peace. We
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red, Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need, with the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread, for the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.